Hello, everybody. It's Heather and Deb. It is the Skeptic and the Mystic. This is episode 48 of our podcast, our little podcast, Deb.
Yes. It's been more than a year, even though we're only on 48 because
I know.
but yeah, we're getting there.
We're
Getting up in
cruising
the years.
along little
Yeah.
by little. And yeah, so today, it is, the song is It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. But really, I think we could change it to It's the Most Triggering Time of the Year.
Right.
And as of this recording right now, we are 5 days away from Christmas. And, like when we're really honest, for most people, like, yeah, some people are like, yes, it's such a magical time of year. But for a lot of people, it's a really triggering time of year, right?
Mhm.
So there's things like family dynamics, money issues. Hey, money issues come up big this time of year. Charlie, shush. Um, Worthy of receiving issues come up. Right? Um, Body image comes up big, right? Because you haven't seen people for a long time and you're concerned about how you look. The comparison game, when you catch up with friends and family that you haven't seen in a while, of how am I doing compared to them, or I'm embarrassed to tell them what I've been doing. And all of these things bring up all of these triggers, and triggers are basically these things that, like, when they happen, you get these big feels in your body, and you're like, they start like giving you these like stories that'll come up of I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I've all these things, my life isn't worthy, all these things about yourself, which aren't necessarily true, but feel really, really true in the moment. Okay. And in order to have not just a peaceful holiday season, but just a peaceful life, because really this isn't like we're talking about this in the context of the holidays, but this is life.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to take you through a process that will help you to decrease your triggers so that you can increase your peace. But I want to back up. In episode 46, we talked about how to deal with annoying family over the holidays and gave some really great practical tools for that. And, remember in that episode, Deb, you were saying about how, like, you're like, I could use this right now with people.
Yes. That was a work one for me, but yes. And interesting. That smoothed over.
Mhm.
That did smooth over.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So we gave you some practical tools. Again, that's episode 46 of how to deal with annoying family. And really great ways to shift your frame, which is like the story that you're living in, right? When it comes to dealing with family. And then in episode 47, we talked about how to protect your energy this holiday season. We talked about managing your energy versus managing your time. And we talked about, a framework to help you get through the holidays. And I gave you a practical framework to go through. So definitely go through it, go back to that, because it's really helpful whenever you find yourself swirling. It is really helpful to get stuff down on paper. And that framework is super easy, and like anybody can do it. You can take your kids through it. It's super, super easy. And then we talk about the 5 Ps to be able to protect your energy. So prioritize your mental health, pour self-compassion all over yourself, place healthy boundaries in your life, pause when making decisions about caring for your body, and practice energy management. So today we're going to dive into a process. It's a visualization, meditation, whatever you want to call it, that we thought we would give to y'all so that you can, when you find yourself swirling, sometimes like those mindset tools are really helpful, but sometimes we need something a little bit deeper. Hence, like the mystical. And I will say, me being the skeptic is always like with visualizations, I'm like, oh, come on. So I want to talk about something before we do this that I think will hopefully be really helpful to you. If you have ever done a visualization before and you just can't get it, you're just like, they don't work for me. I get it. Like, I hear you. And know that when we talk about a visualization, right, like some of you may actually see things, and like the visions and images pop up in your mind. But some of you may feel things and you don't have any picture whatsoever. Some of you may just have a knowing of things internally and there's no picture either. Right? So you don't have to see for things, like see things for it to work, right? It can just be the sense. And so just allow yourself to trust whatever comes to you. Um, I'm curious, Deb, when you do visualizations, what happens for you?
That's interesting because I go so deep into those things that I visualize, I hear, I smell, I have like all senses involved when I'm like deep in a visualization. So and I don't find it difficult to get there. So this is actually super insightful because I guess I take that for granted. And I don't really think about, like, I know I've certainly know people that are like, yeah, no, I can't meditate, and and I just think, well, anybody can,
Hmm.
but I never really thought about how the experience can be so different. Because for me, it's like very sensory and very effective.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what Charlie's barking at. Um, So yeah, for me, I pretty much see nothing, and when I do, it's really frustrating because my mind is going, right? It's like I'm super in my head. Hey, and I'm like, okay, well, you said like imagine a lemon. Is this a lemon when it's a fully formed lemon, or is this a baby lemon? Is this lemon on the tree, or is it on the shelf in the grocery store? Like I literally like I get so frustrated when I do these things because I just like my mind is just like, oh, I need to know the right answers.
That's it. That is so interesting. This this is excellent information for me. When we get to the end and we talk about what I was going to say I'm offering, I need to keep this in mind.
Mhm.
Because when you if you say picture a lemon, I just picture a lemon, and I don't think about like, well, how exactly do you want me to picture this lemon? And so it just points out how some people maybe want a little more description.
Oh, for sure. And you always want to be careful too to not give too much, right? Because ultimately, like it's really about getting in touch with the way that your body, like the way it comes to you. And so that's why I said just allow yourself to trust what comes to you. Like I
Mhm,
said, you may feel it more than see it. Like
mhm.
you may just have a sense and a knowing, and or you may see the pictures. Like, and all of it is totally fine and totally right. There's
Yeah.
no wrong way for any of this, right? So, usually my dog is really good and just sits on the bed. And of course, when we want to do a visualization, he is going crazy. So,
Well, we're talking about triggers, so
yeah, if a dog barking is a trigger for you, throw it in there. So this was developed through a course that I'm taking called Quantum Coaching Academy with Sarah Tynan, and it's a little combination of some things. And so, hope my intention is that it will give you a tool that you can take with you. You can listen to it, but then you can just kind of do it on your own when you're in your holidays, and all of a sudden you're like, crazy aunt says something. I realize I'm probably that crazy aunt to my nieces and nephews now. Or your mom says something, your dad, somebody, and you're just like, hey, and so you can take this tool with you. So, you ready, Deb?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, wherever you're listening to this, if you're driving, wait till you are in a place where you are not driving and you can be steady, like just be in one place. But allow yourself to find a comfortable seated position. And as you settle into your seat, when you're ready, just close your eyes. And as you breathe in through your nose into your belly to the count of 5 and exhale through your nose to the count of 5, just continuing this pattern of breathing. And if your thinking mind is saying, wait a minute, I need to know more information and what should I be doing? I want you to tell that part of you, if that's parts there, that now is the time to take that much desired vacation it's been wanting. And just let it know that it can pull up a beach chair and take a deep exhale, enjoying the break from the job it's been doing all day long. And let it know that if it's still wondering about whether it should be alert to keep you safe, let it know that while it's sitting there in that beach chair, it can take all the notes it wants to give you, and it can give them those notes to you after we're done. And I invite you to set the intention to bring back all of your energy from your past and your future into the present. And with another inhale and exhale, allow your hands to lay on your lap with your palms open and facing up. And imagine a white light from the sky coming down into the crown of your head, flowing down your spine, going out your tailbone, connecting down to the center of the earth, coming back up through your feet, your leg, torso, your neck, your head, past the crown of your head. And imagine this white light filtering through you, going back down again, then back up, filtering through your body. And now imagine a cord of energy coming up from the ground into your foot, up your leg, into and across your hips, and down through the other leg. And this cord is your grounding cord. And so move your awareness just above your head and allow the white light energy to come down both sides of the spine, all the way down the tailbone, up the midline, the navel, the sternum, your neck, your back, the crown chakra, spilling out of your crown chakra. And imagine this white light energy coming from a tap. And just turn that tap up. I want you to come to the center of your head and notice you're in a completely blank space in whatever way that feels or looks to you. And see yourself sitting at the center of this space, and notice your aura expand out in front of you. And you're now sitting in an enlarged version of your aura. Your aura is just the energy field of your body. I want you to think of something amazing that lights you up. And as you're thinking of something amazing that lights you up, ask that white light energy to light up those pictures. And you can see or sense or feel where they are in your field. And just observe. No need to do anything about them. Just notice those pictures. I want you to come back to a neutral position and think of something that triggers you, an event or a person where you feel really heated emotions, whether it's a conversation with a family member or being out shopping, something that causes your emotions to heat up. And ask the white light energy to light up those pictures as well, and to see and sense and feel where they are in your aura field. I invite you to ask the pictures that are not in your highest good or the highest good of all to be lit up. I want you to grab a part of your grounding cord, the cord that was coming up from the earth into your foot, up your leg, across your hips and down your other leg. Grab a part of that grounding cord and allow it to be like a vacuum, sucking up any picture out of your auric field, and see them drop like rocks into the grounding cord, into the earth, and disintegrating. And if you feel particularly charged by a thought of a person or an event, ask the white light energy to light those pictures up in relation to that person and to clear your energy field and get all of your life force and power back. And you can ask again for any pictures to be lit up that would like the attention now. And then use the grounding cord to vacuum them up. And with another breath in and an exhale, allow yourself to go back to that neutral place. I want you to visualize a huge ball of golden sun energy hovering above your head. And notice as the bottom of that sun spills into your aura. And feel yourself being absorbed by it, filling in all of the gaps that once held all of those pictures, filling it with beautiful, neutral energy. And with another breath in and exhale, notice that huge ball of golden sun energy, filling any other voids that it didn't get the first go around. Going down from the crown of your head, through your brow chakra, your throat chakra, on your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra. Just notice as that golden energy fills your body back up. On your next in-breath, turn the volume of that light up even higher. And as you exhale, exhale anything that needs to come out of you, whether it's a sound or a yawn or a sigh. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How you feeling?
That it's interesting to do it in this environment because it's hard to like get out of like yeah, I think that's it's hard to because I'm concerned that we're recording and I hear my kid like making noise. So I was having a hard time grounding in. Um, but I do like those sorts of visualizations. I really do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that you said that because, I mean, that's life, right?
Right.
Like, how often can people just go unless you're like me and live by yourself, like, really don't have anything else to bother you. I have the dog every once in a while, but, like, that's really nothing. Like, most people don't have the space to be able to, like, "I'm just gonna have complete silence and be able to just, check out and do this."
Mhm.
And it's really just the idea of just noticing in your body like where that trigger is, right?
Mhm.
What's the feelings that it brings up, and just asking, like imagining that it is being sucked up and just going back into the ground. And it's like, for my logical mind is like, okay, that just sounds ridiculous, right?
Right.
Like, when we give attention to something, that has been wanting our attention and trying to tell us something, when we can give it attention, then it's like, "Oh, okay, you see me.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I can go away."
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think that's very true. Um, I would say for anyone that is looking to do these visualizations, do your best to minimize the distractions.
Mhm.
I think for this, I mean, I'm a huge meditation fan. I do it a lot. I just think for this particular situation for me, it's hard to get out of like, oh, this is our podcast. And I'm like, worried she's making noise that's going to come on here and we're recording this for other people to use. Like it was more like I was getting the spiral of, but this is something interesting to address because that's a common thing when you're trying to sit and meditate is all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, but I have to do this. And oh my God, I forgot to get this person's present. And la, 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 la. Like you kind of go down that trail. So when people tell me like that's a common problem for them, let it happen. Like the more that you try to not let it happen, the worse it gets. Like let it trail off and then, come back to thinking about your breath or whatever. And then it's okay. You'll just try again next time, right? Like it doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, and that's such a great point because most people think that the goal of meditation is to have a silent mind. And really the practice of meditation, right, is just to notice what's going on inside of you. That's
Right.
it. And so if you're noticing that, oh my gosh, my mind is like, oh, I got this and I got that, like you did it. Like you did it perfectly right.
Exactly. And that you have the ability to reel it back in. And I think that was an interesting one because you did mention shopping, and that's the one that kind of made me laugh because I'm like, oh God, yeah, that one lately is definitely a thing for me. Like my daughter and I went to Ulta this weekend and I thought I was gonna murder someone. Awful. It was awful. And I was such a bitch to her at the end. Like literally it turned into me just like driving out of the parking lot on a complete rant about how Christmas is all bullshit now and it's just about like like just like went off and she was like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, you're just the person sitting next to me. I just need to like just like, I'm like, this has nothing to do with you and no, you aren't supposed to solve it. But I was just like, wow.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I have some work to do around that.
Yep. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, I like this one because it just gives you like something for your mind to do of like, okay, I'm lighting these up. Oh, here's this image, here's this image, here's this image. Like, and let me just like, I'm just gonna get a vacuum and suck it down and let it go out,
Mhm.
to the world. I thought I turned off my notifications too. Man. Um, so it's really we don't have to make it so hard.
Right. That's true of so many things in life.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you like, go over the next, well, really essentially 2 weeks because we have Christmas and then New Year's,
Mhm.
just notice when you start feeling triggers come up. I mean, it's cheesy saying, but you have to feel it to heal it. Right. And so if we're just like, oh my gosh, and I'm just going to will myself to like not be triggered by this, it's like having gas. Like if you will yourself to not fart, like it's just going to make it worse. I say it all the time, but it's the best analogy. I don't know any other ones.
That's hilarious if you try to fart.
Yeah.
Uh,
So just
mhm.
observe it and just use this one, like record it. What I do with my coach when she does these is I literally will like set my phone and get the voice memo and like hit record. And I will listen to these meditations in the morning or different times. And again,
Mhm.
it's not about getting it perfect. You don't do it, but you can literally do it when you're driving in a car and you're like, don't close your eyes, right? But you can be like, okay, where am I noticing it in my body? Okay,
Yeah.
let me just like have a vacuum, suck it out. And it doesn't mean that there's not mindset work to do around it to shift how like because our mindset is what creates the triggers because we think that it should be different than it is. And that's a whole
Mhm.
like mindset thing. So go back to the last 2 episodes. I'm sorry. Go back to the last 2 episodes to help you with the mindset stuff. But this is that more mystical, like go down into your energy to release stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So, what we're gonna wrap up, but before we wrap up, what do you got coming up, Deb? What do you got to offer?
Well, interestingly, um, not by any plan of why we did this or anything, but I do custom recorded meditations, not
Mhm.
medications, meditations. And so if anybody is out there and you liked this and it kind of resonated, but you want something like a little more personalized, it's something that I do, and it includes a 30-minute consultation call so we can work on like what is the thing that you're trying to shift. So as we head into the new year, a lot of times people obviously are setting these like, new ambitions for the coming year. And so my custom meditations are normally $350. I'm going to do them for $222 because it's 2022. And I actually I don't know if anybody's like a numbers person. I looked that up just for fun. And it actually is related to new beginnings. So it's quite perfect. So I do those where we have a little consultation. We'll figure out exactly what are the pieces that you're hoping to try to rewire. And I record that for you. I do the crystal bowls that are chakra aligned. Like we'll kind of go through like where does that particular statement feel in your body, and then how can we help like kind of resonate that a little bit deeper. And I can do those either with you can hear the mantras that you're hoping to bring in, or we can do a subliminal version where it's like a little bit more, it's still there but you can't really hear it, so it can help go into the subconscious. So I'm offering those for $222. Only for I can only do like 5 of them because they are actually pretty intensive. So I only have 5 offers at that price. And if anybody books that, they can also get 22% off of a heart wall clearing. So I'll post it all on my website. I have to do that, but it'll be there by the time this goes live.
Nice.
I know we're live now, but by the time the recording one gets published.
Right. Yeah. So, and this is where you can reach Deb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I've been doing this. I love doing heart wall clearings. And for anybody who's like, what the heck is a heart wall? It is basically just what it sounds like, a wall of emotions around your heart that's blocking you from connecting with yourself, connecting with others, connecting with the world, keeping you feeling heavy and just like I don't know why I keep doing the same things over and over that I don't want to do. And I have a couple of different people. Well, I'm always doing it with my private, like 6-month individual coaching programs, but I have a couple who are just doing heart walls. And I got a message from a woman yesterday, and she's like, and we're not even done finishing, like releasing her heart wall, but she's like, it's crazy. She's like, I have more energy. I have more lightheartedness. I have more laughter in my world. She's like, I just feel like this cloud is going away.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I love, love, love helping people to feel like that. And I mean, who doesn't want to feel that way, right?
Totally. I have one I'm working on right now where, interestingly, this is someone who doesn't tend to let herself feel any of the emotions that, or express, I guess I should say, the emotions that we would deem bad, right? She won't cry in front of her kids because it was a trigger for her when her mom would get upset, right? And so we've kind of worked through like giving her the opportunity to feel. She went and did like a smash room the other night, and she's like, oh my God, she's like, I think I walked out of there feeling so much lighter. Like I had no idea how much I was carrying around. So we did that in conjunction with her, like, doing the heart wall releasing. And she's like, whew, like the stuff that's coming up, But yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy cool. Yeah. So I have those going on as well. And I have a special where, in addition to clearing out the heart wall, we will clear out your money wall, your abundance wall, and success wall. And I only have a few of those left too, spots for those as well. So reach out to us, let us know. I'd love being able to, both of us, help you with that stuff. And with that, we're going to say happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. If you celebrate nothing, have a great couple of days not doing anything while everybody else is entering their triggers.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I think we will be back after the first of the year, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.